Hello, world. Welcome to the Wayward Realms Commentaries. My name is Gregory Jackson. This is to be a series discussing the Wayward Realms, a new game under development by Once Lost Games. The Wayward Realms is a spiritual successor to the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, and Once Lost Games is founded by the two developers of both the Elder Scrolls I Arena and Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, and they are Ted Peterson and Julian LeFay. At the time of this recording, the game has been in development for about 4 years, and the efforts of everybody involved have been voluntary. And now they're preparing to launch a Kickstarter campaign which should carry development through to early access sometime next year. Let's see what Ted Peterson has to say about that.
Hi everyone, I'm Ted Peterson, CEO and Creative Director at Once Lost Games, and one of the original lead team members behind the Elder Scrolls. We at Once Lost Games are working on the spiritual successor to the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, which we are calling the Wayward Realms. The Wayward Realms is a first-of-its-kind grand RPG where your decisions dictate your story and determine which path you take in this massive open world. Our goal for the Wayward Realms is to restore scope, choice, consequences, and role-playing to RPGs. We want you, the player, to rediscover the mystery and excitement that a true role-playing game can bring. Set in a land which is simultaneously grounded but still fantastical, known as the Archipelago, you will take the role of an adventurer, one of the brave mages and warriors who travel across the kingdoms, fighting monsters, seeking treasures, and uncovering the many mysteries of the world. Here you will forge your own story as you ally yourself with one of the many feuding factions and witness major world events that will shape the very history of the Archipelago. To bring this grand adventure to life, we are returning to classic CRPG design philosophies, such as deep and complex systems, while also pushing new boundaries with the latest technological achievements courtesy of Unreal Engine 5. We've been hard at work establishing the base in-game systems, crafting the core gameplay loops, defining the unique look and art style of the game, and writing tons of history and lore for this brand new world. And now we're asking for the community's help. Your help. We are so excited to announce that this spring we'll be launching a Kickstarter campaign with the goal of bringing you an early access release of the Wayward Realms. This early access would consist of a prologue chapter set in the game's starter island known as Ijar, and give you a glimpse of our towns, dungeons, quests, combat, magic, factions, and more. Supporting our Kickstarter means supporting us. When you choose to donate on Kickstarter, you help us turn our volunteer team into paid full-time members and bring this vision into reality. The Kickstarter is only the first step though, and our goal is to take the early access release and approach potential publishers to help us continue production. Our early access members will of course get full access to the rest of the game when it is ready. Please be on the lookout for more updates coming soon about our Kickstarter campaign. To learn more about our project right now, be sure to check out our social media platforms like YouTube and Discord. Please like and share the video with your fellow RPG gamers and help us spread the message. Thank you all, everyone, for the support, and we hope you'll join us in this once-in-a-lifetime journey.
Well, okay. The link to the video we just watched and the Kickstarter campaign will be provided in the description below. I'll be honest, I've been disappointed by some Kickstarter campaigns in the past due to the fact that several of them have actually been fully funded as far as the goals that have been declared, but the actual projects themselves end up in development hell for years, calling into question the legitimacy of the project itself, leading a lot of people to believe that they're scams. However, I'm optimistic about the Wayward Realms. With 4 years of development already behind it, backers will be going into it supporting a project that's actually already in progress, something with tangible results that can actually be shown off going into it, rather than blindly backing an idea that hasn't even had a single line of code written for it yet. As mentioned, right now, early access is slated for 2025. However, the size of what they will be releasing at early access is going to be minuscule compared to what they're planning for the full release. According to recent discussions, the island that the player will first start off in early access is going to be about 140 square kilometers. And the full scope of the world at full release, they're talking about 200,000 square kilometers. That's massive. Unreal Engine 5's procedural generation system is what is going to be used to make such a large world possible, while Once Lost Games will be using a specialized feature that they're developing themselves called a virtual game master. This is going to help populate this massive world with what they seem to be describing as pretty much limitless content to be experienced by the player. So it's not going to be a matter of just dropping the player into this huge world that goes on and on and on, with beautiful landscapes and plenty of trees and all sorts of little places to go geographically speaking. But it's going to be filled with things to experience. And this isn't even touching on the quests and such that'll be associated with the factions that the player will be able to choose to get involved with. Now, one interesting thing that I can mention is that they are talking about not having a main quest storyline so much as basically focusing on the faction experience. So essentially, what the player chooses to do and how they choose to get involved with faction events is the storyline. At least that's how I'm understanding it. I'm sure they're going to be going into a lot of detail on how that's going to be achieved as time goes on. And that's one of the purposes for this series. We'll be taking elements like that and looking at them and talking about them and speculating on where things are going to go as we approach early access and beyond into the actual game's full release at some point into the future. That's going to do it for this first episode of the Wayward Realms Commentaries. I'm Gregory Jackson. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.